We met at the University of Minnesota. There was definitely a spark right away.
I think one of the things that I was immediately drawn to about Chris was his infectious smile, which definitely came through. And actually, we're about to celebrate our first wedding anniversary. It was a really nice day for a paddle, though.
Yeah.
I grew up on a dairy farm in northwest Wisconsin. I remember helping my dad and grandpa on the farm from a very young age.
I grew up in the Chicago area, and so I was much more used to a city environment.
One of the first times bringing him to the farm, we were getting our cattle ready to exhibit at the fair, and Chris had this huge smile on his face just having these new experiences. Grab some water. We are currently living in south central Minnesota, renting a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. We're in Mankato because of my job. I am an agricultural education teacher.
This is a much smaller community than I was used to. I am a sustainability analyst in the agricultural sector, and because I work from home, that can also make things a little more isolating for me.
We're looking to buy right now because I got a new job near the Twin Cities. Renting has also really restricted our ability to have a dog, to garden, to landscape, to do some of those activities we both really want to do. My non-negotiable is gonna be a pretty decent sized yard, so we can really start getting that dog, potentially getting some chickens, and having...
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. I'm definitely looking for a property that'll have a little bit more of an urban and city feel, so it's easy to get around and easy to get to downtown. I'm excited to have some outdoor entertaining space. I worry that if you're wanting a really large yard, we're gonna have to go super far out from the city, which I don't really love.
I'm still looking for more of that little bit of a rural feel. And I'm looking at no more than a 20-minute commute because I don't want to spend my whole life behind that steering wheel. I'm looking for more of a 2-story traditional house that's similar to the house I grew up in, and I just have super fond memories of that space.
And I think overall, I would really just be looking for a home that has great space for entertaining and guests in terms of a nice open concept with everything at one level.
I want white appliances and a natural palette because to me that feels much more modern. I do not want a kitchen island because I've stubbed my toe on too many kitchen islands.
I still think at least 2 bathrooms would make the most sense for us.
Yeah, we like having people over and just having an opportunity to have space for them to have their own restroom and not feel like they're intruding.
For me, $425 would be the top of my price range. I'd be open to a fixer-upper and really build some equity with the house.
I would still say I'm sitting around that $450 to $475. Yes, I know I have some skill around framing walls, doing some drywall and maybe some basic electric, but I'd much rather, you know, pay a little bit more and not have to spend all of our time doing that.
I just want to make sure we're not also overspending and, you know, going over our price range.
First up, a place outside the city that'll mean a short commute for Ethan, but no city life for Chris.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hey.
What are your first thoughts pulling up?
I like the overall look of the house. I mean, the one thing that our eyes immediately went to was this driveway.
Probably does need a new one put in, so ballpark maybe around $15,000.
Don't love hearing that.
I know, Chris, this place is listed at $449. Hearing about projects already maybe isn't your favorite thing.
Working with Chris and Ethan can be a little bit of a challenge, especially for me as one of Chris's best friends. I was the maid of honor in his wedding last year. I know how Chris is. He is always looking for a good deal. And in this market, honestly, there just aren't that many good deals to be found. Edina is a very, very desirable neighborhood to be in. Most of the homes in this area are in the $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 range. There aren't a lot that are in the $4s.
Wow, okay.
It's a nice open space.
Yeah, love the fireplace, definitely ties it all.
Yeah. I mean, it's got kind of a nice stone front to it. It's been kept really clean and in good condition.
I love the white trim with the gray contrast. It adds a lot of nice, really modern touches to it.
These are actually the original floors.
Really well taken care of. I love the color.
The hardwoods kind of pull you right in here.
To me, it's just two all together.
It is tight.
And you both have fairly large families,
Right.
so yeah. So this is an all-new kitchen.
Wow.
What do you think?
We both really like to cook, and I'm worried about keeping this clean. You know, white always looks so good when it's brand new.
I'm a much bigger fan of the white. I think they bring a lot of life and a lot of light.
I'd love to show you the backyard, which
Wonderful.
is accessed off the kitchen.
Okay.
Nice big parking pad, plenty of place to put the
Extra
snow.
vehicles or the snow.
In the winter. What are your thoughts?
This backyard is definitely not the size that I'm looking for. We're really close to neighbors on both sides, and that takes away some of that rural feel. And I also hear some airplane traffic going overhead, which to
Definitely.
me really puts us back in the city.
I also know it's not fully fenced.
Yeah, definitely no chickens here.
More than anything, I would definitely want a better space to entertain back here.
Yeah. This is bedroom number 1.
All right.
Not a fan of the carpet, especially the shag carpet.
I will point out it's brand new.
It does look
That's
very
true.
new, yeah.
And here we are in bedroom number 2.
Okay.
The full bathroom is on this floor.
Immediately notice it's a little tight in here.
The other concern I have is I'm noticing in this home that there's no window coverings, and that's kind of a concern for me in the bathroom.
You don't want to be able to wave?
Yeah, I think I'm okay on waving to the neighbor when I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah, not we'll use in the bathroom.
Well, let's see what you think of the 3rd bedroom.
Would this one most likely be the primary bedroom?
There isn't a primary bedroom in this house. They're all roughly the same size.
I know we're hoping to get something a little bit larger than what we have in our apartment.
Since we are right off of the bathroom in this bedroom,
Okay.
I think we could make it work. Oh, this is actually a really nice size.
Yeah.
It's a little bit interesting space with the fireplace being right in the middle.
That's true.
It's a wood-burning brick fireplace. That's the original one.
How do we get wood down here? I mean, you're coming through the back steps, going down some pretty cheap stairs.
Yeah.
Bundle it up.
To me, that's just a huge headache.
Well, other than the fireplace, the other big thing that I wanted to show you in this basement is your half bathroom.
Okay.
So I'll let you guys take a peek in here.
Sure, or maybe one at a time. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
There would be some updating needed here. The ceiling tiles are pretty old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of this ceiling. It's almost reminds me of Swiss cheese or the moon or something like that. So definitely not sure what we'd use this for.
I
Very
know
tight
you're
in
really
there.
looking for that option of a full bath, and there's just kind of some extra space here. That is an opportunity to bump this out a little further and make it a full bath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that we're a further out suburb, right? That only 10-minute commute to work. Huge fan of that. I'm really disappointed with the backyard. There's no patio, there's no deck. As we start talking about size of house, that's gonna be one of my bigger concerns.
I know.
is
It's a little small for you, right?
Yeah,
I hear where you're coming from, but I'm seeing all of this as usable space. But, you know, we looked at that driveway, it needs some work. That's all adding costs on top of a house that's already pretty expensive for us. When I was in college, I used to bike through this area a lot, and from what I remember, there's a lot of really nice like restaurants, shops around here.
Since Chris wants to live closer to the city, that's where they are now. It'll mean a longer commute for Ethan, but the house is the 2-story traditional he wants.
I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of the black on the front necessarily.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome, welcome.
Hey.
All right. This one is listed at the top of your price point, so it's listed at $499,000.
Yeah, that's actually beyond what I wanted to spend.
Yeah, but you will have to do very few projects, if any.
Yeah.
that.
I love this floor here. This is really pretty
yeah.
tile.
These floors are a choice.
They speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So let's move into the living space
Okay.
here.
It is an okay size. To me, it's a little tight.
Yeah, this room I think has a little more personality to it.
There's plenty of personality in that glittery chandelier.
Lots of bling.
Yeah.
Yeah, add some really nice touches to the room.
We'll come in here. Got really
wow.
great
Wow.
granite
Yeah.
countertops, a big center island.
Definitely turnkey kitchen for sure.
I'm kind of wishing this kitchen was a little more traditional style, especially since the home is older. I feel like that would be better for the character. So
I'm also not a huge fan of like islands. It's not.
I love this actually.
It takes up space where if we just turn it into another counter over there and put some cabinets above.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't want to put cabinets over here because to me then you're blocking off the space from the dining room. Overall, I think it's a really nice size for us, especially in the city with the location we're getting is a really good balance.
Yeah. We want to get a large dog, and so we're, what, 3/4 fenced in, but then there's the random open spot.
Yeah, figure somewhere between 2,000 or 3,000.
It's not a huge project, but you know, that's still adding to what is already a really high price point house for us.
Yeah, installing fence is easy though, and that is one I would tackle myself. At least we have the opportunity for chickens. The price is definitely slightly above my price range. However, I'm constantly having to remind Chris, we work hard for our money, and yes, we should be financially responsible, but it's also okay to sometimes spend some money. You know, when we're buying a house, we're really looking at an investment. This space is a little interesting here. We talked about the size of the living room upstairs, and and then this is what we got downstairs. It's not doing it for me.
What I do think that this basement is really great for is hosting guests. There is a really nice full bathroom and guest room down here.
I will concede it is at least turnkey in that we don't need to do anything right away when we move in.
I like these little slat woods. Add some nice features.
Yeah, I like the windows here too. It really adds a lot of natural light on the staircase.
The first room we'll check out is actually not a bedroom. It's just a smaller space.
Could be an office for sure.
Just go around the corner. This would make a really great other guest bedroom.
That would be the really nice part of this house is if we use that for an office, we could have 2 full guest bedrooms.
Right.
There's a bathroom off the hallway here.
Okay.
So this is a full bath.
That sink, that vanity, and then there's nothing there, right? And if this is gonna be our primary bathroom for us to utilize every day, sure, it's cute and modern, but not functional.
And here
this is nice.
is the primary.
Okay.
Oh, the barn doors, I like that touch.
Yeah.
Reminds me of some of the more farm home style that I'm used to growing up. So that really brings me home for sure.
I love the location of the home. We're just blocks away from a street that has a ton of restaurants and great places to visit.
The problem with the location is how far away from work I am.
Today, they're trying a place in Richfield, a small community 15 minutes outside Minneapolis. It's closer to Ethan's job and has its own downtown area, something Chris can appreciate.
3-bed, 1 bathroom.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, it's not ideal. I guess it kind of depends on if we could add one.
The landscaping in front is a little basic.
But I do love the porch pot there.
Yeah.
Hi,
sure.
welcome. So this is listed at $399.
Okay.
There's a couple options that we can actually talk about in the case that you might want to put in a little equity and add a second bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, this definitely gives me kind of that urban feel that I was looking for.
Well, how about we see if you like it?
Yeah,
Come on.
let's do it.
Wow, love the archway as we come in.
Yeah.
Yes, we enter into your living room. Some really nice original hardwood floors
Yeah,
through
this
here.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the fireplace as well.
Yeah, I think the fireplace is really cool.
We've got a formal dining room, again, with some really nice light in here.
It kind of restricts the flow.
So we've got some wonderful cherry cabinetry in here.
Yeah, the cabinetry is beautiful.
And on the floor, you actually have some cork tile.
I know the color, you know, with the lighter cabinets, I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah, the color of the floor, I agree. I would love it to match the rest of the house. Yeah, it's just such an older style.
You've actually got your first bedroom to the right here. So the current owner has made this more of a closet space.
Interesting.
They invested all this. I'd hate to rip it out, but honestly, we'd have to take out some of it if we wanted it to be a functional space for us.
I would just worry about trying to share this kind of a space with guests. If this is the only one we have, it's a little disappointing.
Let's continue on. This is a really good sized bedroom as well, with plenty of light coming in.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we take a look at what is technically designated as the primary because it's the largest bedroom. We'll head upstairs. Mind your heads here.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean,
Real short ceilings.
more than mind your head. This is like, it is a nice size, but if you want to use this as a primary, you can put a bed down here, but then it's like, how else are you going to use the rest of this rectangular space?
Yeah.
If you would like this to be maybe a guest bedroom, there is an option to make one of the downstairs rooms your primary. Well, why don't we head downstairs and go see the basement? This side of the basement has been really nicely finished and updated.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that wall. And I do notice the plumbing.
The fact that this is here, I think it would be pretty easy to hire somebody to add a second bathroom down here and could even add in a 4th bedroom over there, maybe around $60,000, $65,000 to do that.
That'd be
Okay.
for both the bedroom and the bathroom.
Exactly.
It's a nice investment, but we also have to be able to afford to do that.
Yeah, it's in the middle of our price range, and so I think we have some
Your
flex-
price range.
Middle of each.
It is my price range. To me, it's really a return on that investment.
But before you get to the backyard, you've got a nice little screened-in porch here.
This area is beautiful.
You've got a small deck right here.
Yeah, I mean, the two of us could sit out here, but something I know we'd want a little bit bigger of a deck.
Right.
Well, luckily, you've got plenty of space for seating and entertaining here.
This is a lot bigger. I'm a big fan of this space. The other thing I'm seeing is the shed. There we go.
That is a
we
cute
got
garden
you your
shed.
garden
I
shed.
agree. Let's take a look at it.
It's a good size.
Being able to garden and landscape for the first time, want to have space to store and take care of all those items.
On the plus side, this neighborhood does allow you to have chickens.
Okay.
So that's definitely a
Okay.
potential.
I think the biggest highlight to me is definitely starting with that backyard. It's nice and fenced in. It's large. There's spaces for me to garden. For me, it's, only a short commute to work, but I think it is a little too urban feeling for me.
I, on the other hand, love this location because that gives us, I think, some of the walkability and things so we can really take advantage. I would really prefer to have something where everything is on more of a single level, but I do appreciate the kitchen.
I think our biggest concern would be no second bathroom.
I just worry about how much we'd be having to invest to really make this the space that we want.
Let's talk about the 50s Rambler. The neighborhood that home is in is really desirable.
Yeah, it definitely has more of that rural feel being on an outer suburb.
But there were no restaurants or shops nearby.
But one of the best things about this house is the commute to work, right? However, I was hoping for a little bit more of a yard.
There really wasn't much entertaining space, and that driveway needed some work. And this house is already at the top of my price range. Inside the house, I really liked the living room and how it had a nice fireplace at the center. And it was nice that there was a half bath already installed.
What about the two-story Craftsman?
Well, I loved the location of that house.
Yeah.
I mean, you were right in almost the center of the city, but I wasn't in love with the fact that it was two-story.
The location is a nice compromise. However, it is a really far commute to work.
I know you also didn't like the backyard.
Backyard was a little tight for me.
It's already at $499,000, which is above what I wanted to spend.
Yeah, the silver lining there is, and that house doesn't have any projects.
Do you guys think you can see yourselves living in the 30s bungalow?
I love the yard on that house. Dog ready for sure.
It's a really walkable neighborhood.
For me, the best part about that location is the shorter commute to work.
I was really a fan of the price of the house. It wasn't totally open concept, but I felt like there was a nice flow on the main level to make it good for entertaining with guests.
Yeah, but the hard part with guests though, right, is that it's only one bathroom.
And I'm a little reluctant to be committing to projects like that right away.
Got a lot of weeds to pull, you're gonna be busy. We selected the 1930s bungalow. I absolutely love the backyard of this house with that really cute garden shed. Would definitely love to add some more color up here.
Yeah.
Also the commute for work. Being about 25 minutes was a huge selling point for me.
And I am really excited about the location. We're so close to a lot of great restaurants and shops, and we're just a quick walk away from transit to take us right downtown Minneapolis.
Got it up there?
Yeah.
This house was originally listed for $399,000. We were able to get it for just under listing price.
This is the paint they used in the living room.
With the one bedroom that had been turned into a walk-in closet, we're moving some of that shelving to our primary bedroom.
Over the next year, we hope to add a bathroom and a bedroom in the basement, which will really increase the home's equity. And we estimate that'll cost somewhere between $30,000 to $50,000. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot lighter. Ironically, Chris is the one that was willing to have a few more projects, and I'll be the one doing more of the projects, but been able to use my knowledge and skill and teach Chris a little bit along the way. I like this gray. I'd maybe even go like a little one shade lighter.
The future for us in this house will include getting a dog in the next year here.